Welcome to Tough Talk, your home for all things The Ultimate Fighter. Karyn, Bryant here alongside the middleweight champion of the world, Mr. Michael Bisping, also a former coach on The Ultimate Fighter. And contestant, you won it yourself as well.
Yeah, but we're not here to talk about
No, we're not. We're here to talk to and about TJ Dillashaw, former bantamweight champion. Of course, we all watched it together here on the couch. And I have to say, I really love when the underdog, nothing against Justin, but you got to love when the underdog turns things around. Tom got the win. That was pretty great.
It was amazing. You know, everyone keeps overlooking Tom. They want to fight him first. They think that's their easy way to the next round, but, it proves them wrong, Game plan worked perfectly. Get hit hard, get a double leg, and choke him out.
Almost lose and then come back.
Exactly.
Well, let's go back to that first fight from tonight's episode. Was Cody vindicated, you think, when he said that Joe shouldn't fight again so soon after his last fight?
No, I don't believe so at all. Joe came to me and told me, he needed this for his family. He's trying to support his kids at home. He wants them more full-time. And to take that away from him, it's not my place.
It's easy for Cody to say that. Of course, I mean, the show is called Vindication.
Yeah, Redemption.
Redemption. What do I know? I get hit in the head for a living.
I was going to say that. Anyway, folks, we have a jam-packed show. TJ's going to be with us all show long in just 10 minutes. We're going to have an exclusive sneak peek of next week's episode. But first, we do our best to keep things professional here. However, the troll, RJ Clifford, does not. He's standing by in the troll booth, researching our guest and polling social media using the hashtag #ToughTalk. RJ, what do you have for us?
Yes, Karyn, you are correct. I'm like the boxed wine of Tough Talk. It's true. Our first question comes from Twitter, and it's for TJ. Justin tweets in, "Hey, TJ Dillashaw, was Joe Stevenson too emotional in his fight, talking about his son's birthday, wanting both teams to pray after? I mean, do you think that played a role, TJ?"
No, I don't think so. I think what it came down to is Joe Stevenson being outsized. He should be fighting 145 pounds, fighting 170s. He had to do a lot of work to kind of keep his weight up. He was most of the time underweight for weigh-ins and was bulking. So I just think it came down to being too small for Hader. Hader's got a big right hand, big left hook, and it just found us home.
Yeah, it did. Well, if you guys at home want to get involved, use the hashtag #ToughTalk, and your tweets could make it on the air. But, TJ, I do want to talk a little bit more about that. It may not just be the undersized element. Was there anything else for Joe strategically that didn't go right for him in this fight?
I really wanted Joe to be a little bit more aggressive coming forward. If he would have been backing Hader up, it would have been a lot harder for Hader to land one of those big punches, getting him to cower and come in for a punch. I was hoping he'd come forward, use his head movement, get him against the cage, pull. He's got a really good heel hook, pulling guard into that. Just do whatever he can to get to the fight to the ground because he was leaps and bounds ahead of Hader on the ground. But the fight was just too short to have that happen.
Immediately after the fight, Cody came out and, of course, was talking trash. Talking a little bit of trash at you. Do you feel that took away from Hader's performance?
It did, as well as it felt like a slap in the face to Joe Daddy. Two things. Hader's, they're trying to celebrate his win, making it to the next round, as well as Joe losing. Not only losing, getting knocked out. Have a little more respect, make sure the guy's all right. Let's, if you want to hash this out, hash it out between me and you later,
I'm curious what your take is on the way the teams are interacting with each other. Afterwards this time, Joe wanted to pray with Cody's team, and he, obviously wanted to really bond everybody together. In the past, we've seen it's really team against team.
Yeah. That's just who Joe is. He's a veteran in the sport, been around. He's got no bad blood with anybody, and wants everyone to be friends off this show. He's a really good guy, and it's hard to see him go down like that, with a legend that I loved watching growing up as a kid and the first Ultimate Fighters.
Yeah, well, he was with us last week, and he was really great. Joe's a wonderful guy. Well, I do want to move on again and revisit the Tom fight because he surprised everybody once again. There really was kind of a momentum swing in this one. Like you said, it was all to plan. Let him get nearly choked out and then come back. But strategically, when you guys mapped out this fight, what did you really want Tom to do?
I wanted him to push forward so he couldn't get those spinning heel kicks, be able to use his fake shots and combos to get into a shot. Do whatever he could to get this fight to the ground because we knew he was more dominant there. We got it to the ground, not the way exactly we wanted to.
You certainly got it to the ground.
Yeah, you did.
We got it to the ground, and good thing that Joe Daddy was there to show some of that guillotine defense because it did work perfectly in the fight. Tom was all there to, even though he got rocked, he was all there to know to do that, because especially he just learned it. He learned it right before the fight, so for him to be able to do that right away was impressive, and did his patented bread and butter rear naked choke.
TJ, the show is called Tough Talk, so you need to be honest, but were you surprised to see Tom do so well?
A little bit, yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, it wasn't like I was super underestimating Tom, but it was a big weight class. For him, he's a 155-pounder as well, fighting 170s, And, you know, he was a little greener on some of the edges. So, yeah, I was impressed. Tom's super tough. You know, he's a tough guy, and that's what got him through it, as well as how durable and smart he is, you know?
I mean, he took some hard shots there, so he's, you know,
For
the
sure.
guy's tough.
And probably throughout his career, it seems like he said people have doubted him and underestimated him. So he's got a little bit of his...
It doesn't faze him.
Yeah.
You know, he almost feeds off of it. You know, being the underdog is a little bit easier than going out there and expecting to win.
True.
You know, so he's got no pressure on himself, and he just go out there and enjoy himself and have fun.
Well, I do want to ask you about the quarterfinals coming up. Which matchup are you most excited for?
James Krause and Ramsey Nijum. You know, I think they're close in weight, they're close in talent. It's going to be a very tough fight, I believe. And those guys are very experienced. And I think some of them, I mean, they made it to the quarterfinals. You know, I mean, they should be almost fighting in the semis. Who knows, you know?
All right, we'll see.
Well, Tom's comeback was almost as impressive as yours on the coach's challenge. First off, how cold was it? And secondly, do you think the trash talk got to Cody?
Oh, man, it was freezing. Like, being in Vegas, a lot of
It did
times...
look cold.
Yeah.
Dana looked freezing.
No, he looked freezing.
Oh, I showed up in my Kuyu jacket, all trying to stay
Yeah.
as warm as I possibly could. You know, it's for being in high altitude. And, dude, it was the worst day to possibly do a pool challenge. We had to come out in wetsuits to do this. And, yes, I do think that it really did affect Cody mentally when it got towards the end of it and putting the pressure on him. You know,
Yeah, that trash talk certainly got to him.
It
you
did.
know?
Well, yeah, between Ramsey and Cody, not even you and Cody necessarily.
Yeah.
How much did that, how much do you feed off of him freaking out? How much did that maybe fuel you to finish this thing and come back strong?
You know, that's one thing I kind of just stay focused on the task at hand. That's why I don't let anything kind of hinder my performance. When I first got on the balance beam, his team was heckling the crap out of me. They needed that win, you know, but I didn't let it bug me. Even if I were to go out there and lose this challenge, it wasn't going to bug me. I'm competitive, though. I don't want to lose. And so I just kind of stayed focused on the task at hand. I kind of figured the game out and pushed through it, and Cody just couldn't hang. You know, he couldn't handle the heat.
Well, I tell you what, Michael said
He
at the
did pretty
beginning-
well at the start,
No,
though.
he did.
He did.
He
Come
did.
on.
He
You know, he did.
He did, absolutely. Michael, you know, you said that you had the two greatest tough coaches of all
Yes.
time here on the couch, so I want to bring something back.
Oh,
this is what
please,
happened when
please.
you were in your own coach's challenge. Let's check out what the staff dug
You mean
up.
when I won?
6-4.
Like the champion I am. You can't keep a good man
Dude,
down.
that hurts so bad, right?
I was standing right there. His head hit the ground so hard.
I know. Everyone was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Listen, I had $10,000 to make me feel. I had 10,000 reasons to feel good."
Oh my God, I remember seeing that. That was pretty hilarious. Well, folks, don't forget to chime in using hashtag Tough Talk. The troll booth will use your tweets later on in the show. Stay with us here on Tough Talk.